I have everything prepared. Sliced mushrooms. This is just one of those boxes of pre-sliced mushrooms. I've diced 1 whole yellow onion, 2 pounds of hamburger meat with ½ pound of pork. So we're just going to add our onions straight to the bowl. All in all, we're going to use 4 cloves of garlic. I'm just using the pre-minced garlic. So we're going to put 2 cloves of garlic in here, and a clove of garlic is the same as a teaspoon. So there are 2 cloves of garlic straight into the bowl. We have 2 eggs and 1 egg yolk straight in. 3/4 cups of the breadcrumbs. This is what we like to use right here. Hit it just like that. Same bowl, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire. I love this stuff. If I accidentally overpour, oh well. Make it the way you like it. Just because you're following somebody else's recipe, if you want to add a little bit more, go for it. Two teaspoons of salt. So we have 2 teaspoons of salt into this 3 pounds of meat. ½ teaspoon of black pepper. Just like that. I've already washed my hands. Take off the ring. Easiest way to do this is just get in there with your hands. If you want to mix it with a fork or something, go for it. This is the best way to get everything mixed together. So I've mixed everything very well, and I sort of separated the meat into about 6 large meatballs. Now he said this should make between 6 and 8 healthy Salisbury steaks. So now we're just forming these into a Salisbury steak. It's up to you. If you can do them round like a hamburger patty, I like to do mine a little bit like an oval shape. So I just form it right in my hand. Like a little oval onto a parchment paper. Alright, I made 6 patties. These are healthy size. Hopefully you've got a hungry crowd. Alright, now sometimes when you cook a hamburger patty like this, it can curl up. So one way to make sure that it cooks even without curling up is to put your thumbprint in it. So I just put a thumbprint inside of each one. I do the same thing when I make hamburgers. This kind of helps them supposedly cook even and without curling up. We'll see. Now I'm going to go wash my hands real quick, even though I'm about to touch these again. We're going to put them in the skillet. Okay, I think in one of the other videos, I can't remember which one, I showed y'all that Dwight bought me this beautiful, I believe it's a Black & Decker electric skillet. So we're going to break it in tonight. I've got about 4, maybe 5 tablespoons of oil in there. I'm going to pick up these patties and put them in. I have this over about a medium heat. I'm going to make sure that oil is underneath those. I'm going to cook these for about 5 minutes per side, and then we're going to start on the mushrooms with garlic and make that wonderful Salisbury steak gravy. Okay, so Dwight and I like our meat well done. I cooked it an extra 5 minutes or so. You cook it the way you like it. This was about 6 minutes per side, and then we did an extra about 2.5 minutes per side. I'm just going to take it right back out and rest it right on some new parchment paper. This is new parchment paper, so I'm not resting it on the same parchment paper that had the raw meat on it, okay? If anybody wants to catch that. Alright, so now, look at all the wonderful fond we have in the bottom of this pan. Looks amazing. I'm going to turn this down just a tad, not very much. We're going to go in there with the mushrooms now. Use as much or as little as you like. If it was up to me, I would use 2 boxes, but I don't think Dwight's crazy about cooked mushrooms, and so I've just got 1 box in here. We're just going to let these sit in the pan for about 3 minutes, and then we're going to stir them and let them cook for about 10 minutes. So halfway through the 3-minute timer, I'm going to give them a stir. At the end of the 3-minute timer, I'm going to come and stir them again, and then we're going to let them cook for 10 more minutes. So these have cooked a total of 3 minutes. And I've started a 10-minute timer. Be sure to scrape all that goodness off the bottom of your pan. That is flavor. Look at those beautiful mushrooms. There is 10 minutes. We're going to set those just to the side of the pan. In that same skillet, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of butter. And those last 2 cloves of garlic. I'm going to do a little bit of a heaping teaspoon. So probably for about 45 seconds, make sure we got that temperature turned back up to the medium. Once you can smell that garlic, which I can definitely smell, it is wonderful. We're going to mix it in with the mushrooms. Now we need to create a roux in order to get the sauce to thicken. So I have 4 tablespoons of flour. Just get out my instructions to make sure I'm putting the right amount in. 4 tablespoons of flour. We're going to mix that right into the mushrooms and garlic. We need to make sure we cook that flour in. We don't want to have raw flour taste in the food. So stir it around. Let's cook this in for a couple of minutes, at least 2 minutes. Get that roux going, just like that. Okay, I'm going to get my salt and pepper back out. Now, our flour has been incorporated in with the mushrooms, garlic, and butter, and I've cooked it down for 2 minutes. You can see that rich brown color. Now we're going to add 4 cups of beef stock. If you only have beef broth, that's okay, or if you can do half and half. And we're going to turn that heat up, and we're going to watch this as it thickens. That roux will do its job in thickening up this wonderful gravy. You can see that the gravy is definitely starting to thicken up. I gave it a taste, and this is just my preference. Season it to how you like it, but I'm going to put in probably about another ½ teaspoon of salt and ½ teaspoon of black pepper. And for me, this is just my preference. I like a lot more Worcestershire sauce. Let's mix that up, just like that. The aroma in the kitchen is heavenly. Dwight said he could just put a spoon in here right now and eat it. Now, here's what we're going to do. We've turned this back down to about a medium temperature. We're going to nestle our Salisbury steaks right back into that gravy. If you want to use a meat thermometer like we do, you can make these medium rare, medium, or well done. We like ours about medium well to well done. That's just how we like it. I always give these a flip while they're in there to make sure that both sides get hit with that wonderful sauce. And we're going to leave these be for about 10 minutes. Okay, it smells so good in here. I hope we can wait the 10 minutes it's going to take to cook it. But in the meantime, what we'll do is we'll cook some sides like peas. Here's, I'm going to show you a secret. Here's the mashed potatoes. But did you know that if you... Now I'm making mashed potatoes from scratch. It smells heavenly. It looks delicious, it smells delicious. So I've already got our potatoes and vegetable on the plate. And I'm just going to take one of these beautiful Salisbury steaks, place it right there. Looks amazing. I'd like Dwight to be the first one to taste it, but he's got the camera. So I guess that means I'm going to taste it. I'll show you the inside of the meat. First I'm going to try it with just that gravy. That is so moist, so flavorful. That gravy is amazing. So I hope you guys give this a try. It's amazing. BillyParisi.com, Salisbury steak.